Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though.
Welcome to the show. Let's get this party started.
I'm out.
Hopefully, y'all had a great day today.
I'm out.
It wouldn't be allegedly because he was charged.
Welcome to Speak. I'm out. Welcome to Speak. I'm out.
Why, those must be some good wings.
I'm out. Who You With Kirk though. Welcome to Speak On It, Kirk though. We are live. Hopefully y'all had a great week so far. I know my week has been fantastic. Y'all know what time it is. It is Thursday night, but we also want to welcome everyone to the show. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, D Live is always in the house. You can live chat with us in the chat room. Been an interesting week this week. We had elections earlier this week on Tuesday. Hopefully y'all did get out and vote. Then we also the situation going on in Ukraine, still dealing with that. And then POTUS State of the Union speech. We're going to talk about that too. You can actually call in and tell us what you think about it. But you know what tonight is. It's Thursday night. My homegirl, my little sister from another mother is in the house. Miss Risky, right after her birthday. Welcome, Miss Risky. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Been a rough week already.
Well, did you party too much for your birthday?
No, just dealing with crazy people. They tried to
No.
write me up again, and my boss and I had to shut them down.
Try to write you up as hard as you
Listen,
work.
the colonizers don't like when people of color try to enforce rules and regulations when they're used to getting over on people. And like, I don't know, did I tell you about a few weeks ago when they wrote me up for poor customer service, saying it was an anonymous call, but we knew who it was. We know who it is.
I think I know who it was too, and I wasn't even there.
Yeah, and I think I knew who it was because even my boss was like, "That doesn't even make sense." Like they had no evidence. They didn't have like an email or they had no facts. Like we promote on the show, you must come with facts. And so the guy was basically saying that it was an anonymous call, saying that I was very disrespectful over the phone and email. And I was like, first off, my phone ain't worked in the workplace in 2 years. So who you talking to? It wasn't me. So you're already shut down right there. Like even my boss knows my phone don't work and I don't need a phone. And like if you have an email, print it out, Mr. Anonymous.
Exactly.
And so
Show
my
who
boss
it
was like,
was.
that was stupid to begin with. And the fact that he felt the need that he needed to come over and talk to us about that. So fast forward today, we see him round in the corner. I'm in the office with my boss. And I was like, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. And he's like, but I mean, these checks. I was like, again, it has nothing to do with me. Like a manager, a repeat offender every week forgets to manage her employees' time. There's no reason why the Wednesday after we've already transmitted payroll that you're sending in time cards for full hours, like full 80 hours of people who's missed, like their hours aren't in there. And you want to rush us to get a manual check ASAP? Tramp, you should have had it on the weekend. You had Monday, you had Tuesday. Like for real. And he came in there. I was like, listen, this has been resolved. You like a day late and $1 short. And my boss was like, listen,
Yes.
don't come in here. Like, we've already talked to Carlos. Had nothing to do. Like, gone. He just walked back with his tail tucked between his legs. Like, don't come at us, bro.
Hey, I feel you on that. Welcome
Sorry
to the
for that.
show,
That was a
Radio.
rant. But,
Hey, I understand. I truly understand. We have those days sometimes. Welcome to the show, Radio Chaos. Said, hey, Kurt Dog, Miss Risky. All aboard is up in the house early tonight. What's up, all aboard? And T Cal is chilling in the house. T Cal is here. Thank y'all for always supporting the show. She said, hey, y'all, it's one more missing. I'm
I
sure
know, I'm
he'll
sure
be
he'll be
in.
fashionably late.
Well,
He
he
got
worked
15
16
jobs.
jobs, so he'll be in a minute. Um, so we'll see when he come in. But thank y'all for always supporting the show. I know my schedule is crazy. I want to come on, but it be I'll be struggling. I'm not gonna lie, I work so much. Um, so, but thank y'all for still hanging in there. Hopefully, my schedule get better, and we can get back to our regular schedule. Um, so did you enjoy your birthday? I know last Thursday was the day after, but did you enjoy it? Did your cash app say ching ching ching?
Not necessarily the cash outs, but when I went to play poker that Friday, the drinks
Uh,
were flying my direction.
yeah, I think I want to say that first year I first met you, my wife and I. Um, it was my birthday, and I know how those drinks be flying.
Like for real, poker
Uh,
people love their drinks, and drunk people at the
it's like
bar like sharing drinks with other people.
you could go in there and tell them every week is your birthday, and they're gonna load you up with drinks.
Well, I don't know about this crowd because they remember birthdays. Well, the poker people, they remember.
Yeah, but definitely, I remember that year. It was my birthday, the same year we met you, and I don't think I was in triplets or something. I don't know. It was a fun night. All the boys said I caught yesterday's show. I just couldn't comment. Thank you for sharing about the first Black neurologic surgeon, Miss Risky. That was actually a rerun, but thank you for watching it.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you.
for watching it, because when I have every intention when I get home to come in, get prepared for the show. It just don't happen. It don't happen all the time. It don't happen. So, um, but I try to keep the reruns going. Thank you for supporting the show. Um, tonight, there've been a couple of things that happened this week. Of course, I've been talking about getting out and vote. We had the primary on Tuesday, March 1st, and in Texas. Look like it's going to be Greg Abbott and Beto
O'Rourke,
having a run. Yeah, O'Rourke.
O'Rourke,
Um,
Rourke, O'Rourke.
uh, yeah, they're gonna be going against each other in November, which is not a surprise. So don't forget, it's gonna be some runoff come up in May. So we're gonna have to do it again.
But do they always have
If
the
it's
runoffs, or is it just like if there's certain circumstances? Because I thought runoffs
um,
were like if something.
well, if it was a close race, it's gonna become a runoff. Like for
Because it
instance,
doesn't look like it was a close race, but all the numbers haven't come in.
for them, for Greg Abbott and Beto, it's not a runoff. They facing each other in
I know
November.
that.
But for Ken Flick Patson, and him and George P. Bush is gonna have a runoff in May. That's for the
Haven't been
Republican
following
side.
that side.
Well, yeah. Um, and then uh, it's a couple of more. Sid Miller, who is the agriculture commissioner, he won his race. I don't think. Well, it's still counting going on. Some counting is still going on. Remember, uh, last year, right after the presidential election, they started changing things in Harris County. What Harris County is having, they're still counting the results of the election because there was a malfunction in the machines there. So, with that being said, all the results are not in yet. I think they have until tomorrow to finish. So they've been to court, trying to stop it, trying to keep it going. It's going to be tomorrow before we know, if they don't extend it. So,
Yeah, I know.
um,
In Denton County, they extended the time till 9 p.m. So I was like, that's kind of unusual for our area, but I guess everybody's trying to get their voices heard because of the mess we've been dealing with, with the last year or in the last year. Um, Hopefully, it works itself out and we'll have better representation.
Exactly. And then I think it was some other places here in Texas that extended their voting hours to 10. And I want to say they actually well, early voting, they had extended that. It should have ended on the 25th, but I think they allowed them to vote on the 26th
Yeah.
due to the ice storm that came through the week prior that cut off a couple of days.
Yeah.
So they trying to do everything they can. Well, they did everything they could to try to make sure people got the opportunity to vote and let their voice be heard. Um, but if it comes up in May, a runoff election, we have to show up again. Then in November, we really have to show up. So if
Show
you're
up and
not
show out.
registered to, exactly, if you're not registered to vote, get registered. Get registered. You have time to get registered. And then on top of that, you also want to, if you're a felon and you paid all your dues, please check with your state and see if you can get your voting rights back. Most states allow you to do it. Go to vote.org and it asks you a couple of questions. It'll tell you right then and there if you can get it back. So take advantage of it. Let your voice be heard. That's all I have on the election. What about you? You got something you want to add?
As far as the election goes, no.
Oh, okay. Um, oh, and no matter what platform you're watching us on, please take the time to like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend we are live and you can live chat with us in the chat room. And the subjects we're going to talk about tonight, if you feel like you want to call in and talk about it, well, you can do that too, because it's important that we all do our part. Regardless of what state you're in, please do your part. So the State of the Union with no student loan relief.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I sent you a picture too of how I think all our faces were watching and waiting through all the points. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, I remember you sent me that picture like no student loan.
Where did I send it? I think I sent it. Oh, yeah. I was like, I sent a text to pretty much everybody. My face as Sleepy Joe skips over student loan debt, and it was Maxine. Like it kept it on her for like ever, and I was like, that's how I look right now. Just like get to something that matters to me, bruh. He talked about everything but, and I don't know if it was um, just for time or if he just wanted to focus on other things and other issues. They touched on the economy and how he created over 6.5 million new jobs last year. And he said that more jobs in what he did, more jobs in 1 year than ever before in history of the United States of America. Um, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But they did, on a fact check website, stated that the number of jobs in 2021 increased by about 4.4%, which is, I guess they said, the highest percentage since 1979. And still going back to 1940, the percentage increase seen in 2021 was exceeded 10 times. So I guess that's a good thing. We got more jobs. He talked about the COVID guidelines, and I guess most of the country can now go mask free. Um, Still option, and depending on the situation, I'm still going to wear my mask because I walked into CVS not too long ago, and I swear everybody was dying, and I was like, "Where's my face shield? Everybody's coughing." ah, like I just felt like I went down aisles I didn't even need to go down just to avoid all of it. But I guess under the CDC updated guidelines released on February 25th, about 70% of Americans live in low to medium COVID-19 risk areas and will now be allowed to go out in public and indoor spaces maskless. Um, what else did he touch on? So he brought up the taxes. He stated, I quote, "Under my plan, nobody earning less than $400,000 a year will pay any additional penny in new taxes, not a single penny." End quote. And they stated that in the fact checker, the statement is accurate. They say that his plans do not include direct tax increases on households with less than 400,000 of annual income, but he does propose higher taxes on corporations, which makes sense because we know, like, if you have a business and you make billions and trillions of dollars, every tax cut you can make. You write off everything and you barely pay taxes. So they're looking to kind of bridge that gap and make taxing more fair. They brought up infrastructure. What else did they talk about? Affordable Care Act plans. Um,
He also
no, go ahead.
he also talked about taking minimum wage up to $15 an hour.
Yes.
But would that actually be enough now as prices of everything going up?
Right.
Now,
Like they
a couple
still
of
have
years
to
ago,
keep
that
up
would have
with, the what's out there in the world. Like you gotta kind of get that work-life balance somehow.
exactly, because a couple of years ago that would have made sense. But when gas prices is a GPA right now, it's kind of hard to keep up with it.
Like no kidding.
Everything is going up. Put it like this: if you follow me on TikTok, you know I do a lot of cooking and all of that. So ribs, you got to catch them on sale. Like, thank God I have a freezer, because if I see them at a good price, I grab them, put them in the freezer. But ribs, when they become almost $30 for a flap of rib, I just won't eat pork no more.
Like you can't eat anything. Like I need to get a garden or something. Like, trying to eat healthy is breaking the bank. Like I can't go out like I used to. Rent's going up, everything's going up. One of the things
Exactly.
that I think he touched on is childcare. Doesn't affect me, but it affects a lot of people
You
in this
sure do.
country, which makes sense. There's no reason for childcare to cost as much as rent. Like you already paying rent. We spend all this money in taxes. We get taxed on our income. We pay taxes on items we buy, and then at the end of the year, we pay another set of taxes for our wages, like just in case you weren't taxed enough. Um, it is endless. And so they need to make it to where a lot of people with young kids can afford to go back to the workforce and have a safe place for their kids to go. But going to Radio Chaos's question, I'm not necessarily a Star Wars fan. I have an
What are you
appreciation
talking
for
about?
it. I'm more of a Star Trek fan. I got this little fella for free.
That's what he talking about.
Yeah. So somebody was moving and I just mentioned, oh, hey, it's a stormtrooper. And they were like, do you want it? Okay. So he's right there. That's Jerry. Say hi, Jerry.
What up, Jerry? He did like this.
He better not. He's the reason I moved him from the front to the back. Because,
Wait a
like,
minute, is the
because the way he was when you come in through the door at night, he looks like the predator. So I had to put them behind me.
But you used to have something that would make noise every once in a while. What was that?
Ooh, something that made noise every once in a while.
It was something that would you could be sitting there and would be talking, and all of a sudden it'll just start making noise or
Probably my
something.
refrigerator.
Oh, you might want to run after it.
Like,
TKL said, "Go ahead."
no, I was saying, what?
Oh,
Oh, I was
um,
reading the message.
yeah, I try not to read too far in ahead, but TKL said, "You got that right, gas is hella high." I know she said hell, but hella high,
Yeah, it
high
is.
as hell, either way you want to put it.
And I
And I
barely
feel
drive, and a quarter tank of gas is like almost $30 in my little car. Well, it's like 20 something, and I'm saving up all my Exxon points. And now
hey,
I have enough I
come
can
in
take off
handy.
$12. So when I'm really poor, take that $12 off.
Exactly. Now I feel sorry for the ones that have to use premium.
I know, because I'm using just a regular unleaded. Thank you, Volkswagen. Love
Because
you. And Nick
premium
Fury
is
loves
over
you too.
it's over $4 a gallon. Matter of fact, I have a friend that drives trucks, and we talk all the time, and he be like, "Man, this goddamn diesel is killing me."
And my
He's
boss has
like,
an
"It's
SUV and my sister, and I can just imagine. And they drive all across town. And I'm like, listen, we can Zoom.
exactly
Ain't going
diesel."
nowhere.
And it's kind of strange because up in Canada with those diesels, they was up in Canada protesting all those trucks. Now they had a convoy supposed to be going to Washington, but when they got to the second spot, I think it was only 3 trucks that showed up. They probably realized how much the damn diesel would cost, and then
Yeah.
they like, you know what? I'm gonna pass.
It's like, I'll be with you in spirit.
Exactly. So they canceled that boycott in Washington. All the boys said any relief for the people who were unhoused or in debt because of COVID. I'm like this: as we send money to other countries, let's take care of home
Like
first.
for real. And that's the first rule we learned growing up. You got to take care of your home first before you can give charity. Because it's like you see all these people throwing money elsewhere and your home's towed up.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden
Uh,
you're broke and you're needing help and there's no help for you because you didn't wasted your resources. Like, let's build us up because we're fractured right now and been fractured for a while.
and what's crazy, I talked with someone the other day. We were just having a casual talk, and they're um, in the child care business. They're a school teacher, and basically what happened, they was talking about their student. They're homeless, and they're living out of their car behind the school. So the thing is, let's take care of home first. Take care of your own front door before you try to go out the back door and help somebody else, because this is our tax dollar. Like you said, Miss Risky, we pay taxes on everything that we do. Then we got to turn around and pay other taxes.
Right.
We pay our income tax. Then we got to pay sales tax,
Mm-hmm.
and some states have state tax.
Exactly. It's like
Thank
it's
God,
too much.
too much money going out and not enough coming in.
Exactly.
So
And everything
I
is
agree with you.
inflated. So it's like by the time you get your check, what can you afford? Like home mortgages, rents going up, food's going up, uh, energy,
Medication.
medication. Oh, and that's one of the things Biden touched on, trying to, I guess, make it more competitive and try to put some caps on things. Because what did he bring up? Insulin? Because I didn't realize that was a lot. Where is it? I think it's at the bottom somewhere.
Well, I would say this about insulin, and why you find that story. Trump did something with insulin, and I know people that have to take insulin, and they said that was a relief for them because every month they was having to make a choice between their bills and insulin, which it should never be the fact come down to the point where we have to make a choice between living and paying our bills. Um, so maybe that's one good thing Trump did that I can think of uh, for everybody. And I was listening to the View, and I don't know which one it was. I think it was Joy.
Hmm.
She was talking about the State of the Union, and she mentioned, yeah, yeah, I call him Sleepy Joe, and I'm glad he's sleepy for the simple fact that he's trying to do as much for everybody and not just for one class of people. So that's why it's so important to vote, because any laws that are made, that are passed, it's going to affect all of us, regardless of who you are, who you represent, anything like that. Did you find it yet?
No, I
Okay,
lost it.
I'll read a couple of comments. Radio said
Yeah.
diesel went up. I mean, all aboard said diesel went up. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. It went up real high. And he did say they was releasing 320 million, a billion gallons of fuel that's supposed to give us a relief. I don't even remember the last relief uh, when he released the fuel last time. So
Well, it's short lived because at the end of the day, vendors are going to do what they want.
yeah,
Like what is it during one of our was it during the hurricane or something where we ran out of gas and they were gouging people at the pumps,
hmm
and then they had like apps where you could report overinflated gas prices, and they were pretty much the same as what it is now for like a minute. But yeah,
exactly.
I found the thing. I guess his focus was on like insulin, but I think he's gonna cover most of the prescription drugs to lower it. And it's going to be in a series of rollout plans with Medicare and all these other things. But he specifically brought up capping the cost of insulin at $35 a month so that everybody can afford it. Because I guess right now it's like over $100 a prescription or something ridiculous. Um, but yeah, he wants to. He says, regardless of how they lower it, drug companies will still do very well. And he wants to let Medicare negotiate lower prices for prescription drugs and allowing them to negotiate prices and capping Medicare Part D out of pocket costs and levying tax penalties on pharmaceutical companies that raise their prices more than a rate of general inflation. So I think that would benefit a lot of people because, like, you go to a hospital, you're out. For me, I have allergies. I take two different kinds a day just to function. And you go to a hospital, Benadryl or Zyrtec or whatever is like $2 for like 30 pills. You go to the store, those same pills are like $25.
Wait a minute.
There's no.
What hospital are you going to? Because the hospital be raising
Well,
having
when I
expensive.
last went.
Oh, okay.
But no, that's
That
just an
must have been back
example.
in
It's like
'72.
but it's still not what you would spend over there. You know what I mean? Like they practically,
Yeah,
here you go. Um, but for basic, like no hard cut drug, but just allergy meds. I'm just because that's what I'm familiar with. So it just like everybody's gonna like most people in the United States or all over the world is gonna have some form of allergy. That's never going away. But why gouge us at one time when we're going to be buying it every day or every month and re up? Say re up like a drug dealer. Every whenever you run low,
yeah,
your Flonase and all that stuff. We'll always have pollutants in the air. Pharmaceutical companies are never going to go broke, but
true.
they can do that because there's not a cap. Just like renters, there's no cap on it. If they wanted to, they can charge $3,000 for my unit, and it's just one bedroom and no garage, and there's nothing we can do about it. That's why, like you said, keep going to the polls and voting and trying to get the right people in that represents our needs and not corporate America.
That's true. All aboard said, a friend of mine said, if diesel goes up more, they will stop driving. What your friend need to do, and I'm speaking from a broker side because I used to be a broker. What your friend need to do is make sure he's asking for more money because, and I was telling a friend this today. He have a couple of trucks, and I said, man, are they going up on your rate? Um, Hold on, I have Michelle Obama calling me.
Yeah.
Uh, hold on. Um, Hold on real quick. I gotta set it.
Make sure she can hear me.
Yeah, I'm trying to, my phone unlocked on me and it's hold on. Try it again, Michelle. Try it again, Michelle. But and I was telling my friend today, I said, hey, are they paying you what you supposed to get? He told me, he said, no. Uh I'm making it, but it's not a lot of carriers that want to run locally, so he's not getting paid the right amount of money. I said, look, these shippers, they paying no brokers more money, but you got to ask for it because if they don't have nobody who can run those loads, it's the driver advantage.
Yep,
So that's the biggest part about it. Maybe I need to do a show dealing with the trucking industry
you should.
because that right there alone, and matter of fact, someone actually, someone who I know, she says she's not hearing anything. Hold on, can you hear me?
Yeah. Is she trying
Oh,
to call
she's
in? Is she still on?
no, the phone hung up.
Mm.
No, I was trying to answer the phone and my phone blocked on me. So if you call back, you can't hear me on the show
On
or
the phone.
oh, on the phone. Okay, I didn't get a chance to answer it in time because my phone blinked out on it. You know, technology.
Yeah. So call
Um,
back, all aboard.
yeah, call back, and I have it unlocked now. But the thing is, when it dealing with the trucking industry, um, you have to ask for the money. If you don't ask for it, they're not going to volunteer to give it to you, and that's what you have to do. And especially he run a lot of local freight. Um, he run a lot of local freight, so here in the Metroplex. So it's one of those situations where, um, hold on, real quick, all aboard. Let me finish doing this part. Hold on. Okay, hold on, real quick. So because he run local freight, it's not like um, he's saying it's hard. They can't find people to haul it, and I'm like, hey man, you need to ask for more money. The broker's making that money, but see what a lot of brokers do, the less money they have to pay to the trucks, the more money they make. Because a lot of people say, oh, I can make $300 or $400 off one. A broker would say I can make $300 or $400 off one load. That could be true if you're not asking for the money. Because that one load, it might be 10 other brokers that had that one load. And if they're not willing to pay more money, guess what? They get it done cheap, they make more money. Now, and that's another thing a lot of people don't realize when you're dealing with brokers. You can ask to see how much their customer paid them. Legally, you can ask that information and they have to provide it to you. So that's my point from a broker point of view. Radio, I mean, I'm finna say radio. Um, all aboard, what's going on? Can you hear me? I'm doing good, and you? Can you hear it, Risky?
It's low.
Okay, hold on, hold on. Trying to see why. Oh, I know what it is. Don't want to cut it up that loud. Try it now, radio. I mean, I keep wanting to say radio.
Got radio on your mind. Ooh.
All right, I can. Can you hear Risky?
I hear something, but it's not very clear.
Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, I cut that up way too loud. Hold on. Trying to make sure. Um, all right, we can try now. Hold on, boy. I'm finna say radio again. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's been a while since he called in, but we're
You
not
miss
gonna
him
hold
so
it against
much.
him. Yes, radio's from Canada. Yes, he is. I don't know what's going on. Go ahead. Go ahead, Olive Boy. You wanted to say. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I will say this also, since you brought it up. I think Trump was trying to get a cap on how much they can charge for it. That was something else he tried to get changed. Damn, it seemed like I'm agreeing with every goddamn thing with Trump.
Well, I mean, that was the
And
only thing that made sense that came out.
okay, okay, hold on, all aboard. I couldn't hear you. Hold on. Miss Risky was saying something, and then I'll let you go. Hold on.
No, I was saying that was pretty much the only thing that made sense that came out of his mouth, because it's like it was true, and that was the only thing he could kind of unite us all with, trying to regulate the medication and prescriptions.
No, okay. Now, what were you saying, Miss All Aboard? My mind is out. I was at home when time I look at these damn foods.
Mhm.
Then I came on the show and talked about it that night. So and then as a matter of fact on Instagram I was posting pictures of how the way they was climbing up against those damn walls, and they always call black folks monkeys. And they was climbing those walls like damn monkeys. Exactly.
Well,
I'm
like Paul
like,
Mooney always said, monkeys have straight hair. Take a good look at a monkey. They have thin lips, thin nose,
and they smell like a
light
and they smell like
eyes.
a puppet. And they smell like a puppy dog.
So it's like you need to really take a look. They don't look like black folks.
There you go. Yep. It's not, but it's the William brothers came out with it. You got to sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine. I didn't hear you. Yeah, that's the remix.
Not the remix.
Yeah, but you need to sweep around your own front door because what they're doing, to me personally, it feel like it's a slap in the face. Here it is. I'm a natural born American, and if you need help, you got to jump through loops to try to get it. But then they come on the TV talking about sending relief to other countries, and we have veterans that is out here that is need mental counseling.
They're
We have
homeless.
homeless. We have a lot of things that's going on that need to be taken care of here in America. That's like
I mean, kids are missing
in
meals. I mean, like
kids going to
why
bed
aren't school
hungry.
lunches free? Like for real.
Some of them is free.
Yeah,
Uh,
but it should be more, like available to a lot of kids. Like that's the last thing they need to worry about. Like especially if,
exactly.
the families are poor, at least they could get breakfast, or, not just a sandwich when them cheap sandwiches.
The lunches aren't free because also Trump canceled a program that paid for school lunches. He canceled that and Meals on Wheels. But also, if you've seen the school lunches that most children eat today, you wouldn't want to eat it anyway. You wouldn't want to pay for it because the same companies that fund the prison, I mean that make the lunches for prisons, have contracts to make lunches for the schools. They're giving those children moldy food, spoiled milk. Let's look it up, Miss Richie. You need to do a search story on that.
Well, I don't know if it changed as for the milk, but I used to um, deliver milk to schools back in the days. Uh, well, about 20 some years ago, I used to work for a milk company here locally and used to deliver milk to the schools. So they're pretty strict, at least they was back then. I can't tell you about now, but back then we couldn't deliver bad product. Um, but as for the school food, I don't think it's like it was when we was in school because pizza day was good. Fiesta salad day was
I
good.
wasn't into the fiesta salad, but those fajitas with the two pieces of meat was good. But
Oh,
I know
you
our
went to an ugly
school.
school.
Well, when I was in junior high, I think in high school we had fries, and they always served fries. So
Oh,
even if you didn't like what they were serving, you could have a
you
salad and
got
fries
fries. Got
and a
fries.
Dr. Pepper. That's all you needed.
Oh, y'all got Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, we had
Well,
little machines.
we later got machines in the school, but with us, it was yeah, they brought machines in, but it wasn't free.
In junior high, we used
Uh,
to break in them. Well, they were already broken. I just benefited from them being broken.
well, because if you push what you want and then put no money in it, it came
I mean,
out.
if you put in 50
Don't
cents and six sodas pop out,
don't block your blessing.
thank you, Jesus. It's like, I'll sell it to you for 50 cents.
Don't block your blessing.
I
But
was an entrepreneur.
But one thing before I go, a lot of the Ukrainians and the Polish, I've been watching their YouTube comments very closely, and the one thing that I noticed that they share in common is racism. Oh, because they're commenting, and if you click translate, the thing that they're saying is that they don't mind taking in Ukrainians because those people share their culture and their blood, and they're the same people, and they say that they do not want Africans or Muslims in their country. So I don't have that much sympathy. That's their war. That's white on white crime. I don't get involved.
well, it's not just about white on white. It's about power because I will say this is an unjust war. It never should have happened, and it's about who can piss the farthest, basically. Um, and that's what Vladimir Putin is doing is trying to flex his weight, his muscles,
Yeah,
and
at the end of his life cycle, yeah, he's like having a midlife crisis. And he's like, you know what? Let's just try to bring it back together. We need the USSR back. And he
and
thought it was going to be easy peasy. And then it was like, uh-oh, they're still in our tanks.
it really wasn't that easy. He
Farmers are
did
like
mess
carting
with.
around these people's tanks. I love this. So it's like, and it's like all over social media. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with social media. But in this case, like, even though there's like a war looming over that country, there's a lot of great content. They're showing how like the lighter side of it, even though there's a lot of scary parts. Like one Ukrainian, he was doing a live feed, and a missile flew above his head and blew up the building he was standing next to. He's all right. He was able to walk away and get away. But then there are situations where, um, you see farmers pulling a tank, like they commandeered a tank.
Hey, we are actually.
But what they're not showing, one thing that they're not showing a lot of is that there are thousands of African descendant people or people directly from Africa that are studying in the Ukraine, and they're being discriminated against. They're not allowed to leave the country and get on those trains to be able to flee to Poland. They're refusing to give them entry. They're sending them to the back of the line. There's a lot of people that are studying to be doctors and things like that in Ukraine, and they're being discriminated against.
I mean,
Well,
that's gonna be that happens all over the world. Like, and I think we've talked about this before. No matter where you're from, when you have dark skin, you're automatically a villain. I mean, you go to Asia, even though there's like an exchange program from Africa to China or Japan, there's still a disconnect. Like, yeah, we'll do business with you, but we won't respect you.
exactly. Now,
Putin will be able to capitalize on because Putin can say, "See, there goes your human rights violation." Not that he cares, but I'm predicting that Putin is going to jump on that. But
I
I'm
don't
going to
think
let you
so.
guys know. If you guys finish the show, I'm going to be in the comments.
okay. Now the thing is, it later came out because if you follow me on Instagram, I've been posting about the discrimination and the way they've been doing the African people over there, not letting them on the train. I've been posting about it, and that's something that's a color issue. That's racism. And the thing is, it should not happen. And that's what we have to get over because put it like this, if it came down to where everybody just had to fight for their life, they wouldn't care about your color then if they on the side of you fighting. But as soon as it's over, it'll go straight back to what it was before. And that's a personal issue that they need to solve and be able to overlook color because there's some great people in all colors. There's a lot of bad people in all colors. But if you eliminate the color of a person's skin and try to get to know the people, that will make a difference and this world would be much better. So, but we appreciate you for calling in all aboard as always. We appreciate it. Thank you for always supporting the show. And tell your friend, the one that drive trucks, I'm gonna do a show strictly on trucks one night. So tell him to follow the show, and any of his trucker friends definitely follow. I will let y'all know in advance when I get ready to do it, and we can have a discussion about trucking. If they have questions they want to ask about the trucking industry, we can do that too at that time.
Okay, and I'll tell you, my friend is a white Trump supporter, so don't be
I,
surprised
I
because
everybody is welcome on the show. I don't care who they support or anything like that. It doesn't matter to me, as long as they are respectful.
they're respectful and they follow the rules.
That's it. And don't block the number. Now tell him if he called with a number like Trump, he won't get answered.
I don't know if Trump is calling. We may want to pick that up.
Yeah, I answer. I will answer, long as they're not blocking the numbers. So, but thank you for calling in, all aboard. Radio put in a comment a story that we was going to talk about. We actually discussed it right before we came on the air about. Oh, excuse me. I don't think it's the Russian. I want to. Well, let me pull the story up about that nuclear plant. Yeah, it's in Ukrainian that it's on fire, which it came out probably about
Oh,
uh, right before we came on the air.
hmm
So, um, so it is a nuclear fire going on, but they saying that that particular plant was inoperable, so it wasn't working, but it is nuclear um, material in there. So
Yeah, they said the radiation
um,
security had been secured, and that's what the plant director told the Ukraine 24 television. So then, like that was much that wouldn't have impacted the neighboring towns or anything like that.
and according to the New York Post, it's actually saying that uh, Russian force attacked the Ukrainian power plant. So it was actually them that did it. So
But they
um,
also captured the Chernobyl plant. That was what was it? The other day or a few days ago. Even though that's inactive, it's still, if they want to turn blue and green, you go right ahead. You can have it because it still has some toxicities in that area. Like, I think vegetation, like, even though it's starting to sprout and animals are coming back, I mean, they all have like three eyes. So I wouldn't walk on that turf too much.
we was my wife and I was watching uh, a TV show. It, what is it? 911 Texas, I believe.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and they had a show where somebody actually it came out, and actually I think it was some type of nuclear radiation or something. Oh, what it is, someone had bought uh, a container that had nuclear in it. They opened it, and these folks was walking around glowing, and people thought they was an alien. And the
Hmm.
guy took off and damn near decapitated himself, hitting that barbed wire. Um, so it is
Yeah, it turned out it was like some kind of radioactive powder from something
uh,
they found, and
a I think it was a medical device that they didn't
like an
properly.
X-ray machine type stuff, and but it was like the way it was encapsulated. They thought it was like, ooh, this is cool sand, and they put it in jewelry. They rubbed it all over their bodies, and then all of a sudden, when they were found, they were all like melting.
Yeah, they
It's like, listen, not everything needs to be opened and tinkered with. Just saying.
exactly. If you don't know what it is, don't mess with it. Don't bother it.
Exactly. Ain't got time to be a test
So,
subject.
but hopefully this war, um, I it's wrong in all type of ways. The way they treated uh, the students from Africa that was there, um, seeing the videos where they're forcing them to get back off the train and the line up Ukrainians to get on the train. I'm gonna be honest, it pissed me off.
Yeah, I
It,
mean, because it's unfortunate, but you see that all over the world. I
all
mean,
over the world.
even I remember when was it like when American Idol came out, um, and this it had been established for a minute, and they start branching out, and then they had Japanese Idol or something like that, and one of the contestants who made it far was half black and half Japanese. Now, mind you, she grew up with her Japanese mother since womb to now, and she was killing the game. And then they were like, you know what? She can't win because she's not Japanese enough. Yeah, I mean, her mom is right there. She grew up in the culture, but because she was a little browner and her hair was curly, she wasn't Japanese enough. Even though she was Japanese, not Japanese American, she was Japanese. Like so. And
And
they always find a way to downgrade us and try to make us feel inferior to them because again they always have to feel like they are one up above somebody, and one way to do it is to discount somebody based on their skin color because this you can't change this. I mean,
exactly.
you can, but you shouldn't have to. just because you need to, you want to feel equal to people. And it's all about respect. I mean, God put us all on here for a reason. Like, nobody wants to play with all white crayons. That's pretty boring. No, you want the 140 pack crayons with all them colors that, with names you don't even know, magentas and, burnt orange. You don't want orange, you want burnt orange. You want all the colors to blend together, and that's what this world is. And the faster people realize that we're all together, let's just, I told you, radio, he's going through a midlife crisis.
See, I was trying not to read the comment, but we talked about it. When was it? The other day we
Yeah, I
was
think we
talking on the
did.
phone, and you
Because that's
mentioned
like
that,
he
and I
was
said,
Cookie
"Lord."
Bird then. Like, come on now. And then somebody posted in TikTok talking about when you have like presidents all buff, you got your Obama, he's on the playing basketball, shirtless, da da da, and you got Justin Trudeau, and then the Ukrainian president kind of buff and does silly things, and then you have Putin who's trying to compete with all of those things, and he's like, that's why he's creating that war, because he don't look as good out of his shirt as all of them do.
Then you have the mayor of Ukrainian or something that is one of those little towns that is he used to box. Him and his brother both was world champion in
Yeah,
boxing
because
or
I
something.
think one of them, he was married briefly to Hayden Panettiere, the girl, little blonde chick from Heroes. If it, the geeks know that show.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she was in everything back in the day. She was in what is it? We Are Marshall, the little curly hair blonde chick. She grew up and married that 6'9" boxer dude, and she's like 4'9", and they have a daughter.
Yeah, okay.
I was curious about that, how that all worked out.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe what the hell is going on?
I mean, but basically, Putin's a hater. He didn't like everybody else looking better than him, so now he's just wreaking havoc like a little spoiled child.
Midlife
And
crisis.
yeah, like he wants everybody to tag him and stuff. But no, Putin, go ride your horse into the sunset and keep it moving. See, T-Cow knows what I'm talking about.
And for
Hero
Trump
was a
to,
great show. It was a great series.
I, I, I take your word for it.
I recommend you watch it. It's on Hulu or
Uh,
something.
Speaking of that, yeah, I'm getting ready to make some changes.
Yeah, they divorced. They're co-parenting, and apparently it's like they're awesome because the daughter is in the Ukraine, and so that was the big story recently, like how they were doing. But so far they're well, and yeah.
uh, ooh, that would be a bad picture.
Listen,
Can
Linda.
you imagine him sitting up and
I mean, and he probably wish he was that fit. He probably looked like that thing. What was that little blob thing? Was Jabba the Hutt, like from Star Trek? I mean Star Wars. He looked like just a blob, or the little anybody watch the Orville? He looked like the little green blob, but he'd be orange.
yeah? Matter of fact, he praised Putin for what he's doing with
Of
this
course he does.
war, which I don't understand that, and which is it. What a lot of people don't realize, what they don't realize about Trump, and a lot of people may have forgot about
Got the same list as Trump.
it. Put an orange wig on him his own.
Let me tell you
um,
about Putin. Great guy. That's all.
well,
That's the only. That's all I can do with Trump.
and Trump talking about on his watch, this war never would have happened. Well, what a lot of people don't realize about Trump when he first got into office, he said he wanted to have a war. And so he said that several times. And it's,
I mean, he still got his war because he's in Putin's back pocket, and half of his family's working for him. Just saying.
yeah, radio said kind of hard to look in shape when you are down in a case of Diet Coke every day. Yeah.
And KFC, was it KFC he was eating?
Well, he gave that basketball team uh McDonald's and I think it was Burger King or something. I don't know.
It was something. I was like, listen here, dude, I'm worth at least Chick-fil-A. Like, give me some potato wedges and some tea or lemonade. We're good.
But I also think uh, um, it came out, I think today or yesterday, came out that someone, uh, they're still investigating January 6th. And it came out that some information came out in the testimony yesterday that Trump had played a big part of it, which I'm not surprised. But the community that is doing it, they are not able to press charges against him. They can send it to DOJ and allow them to take it up if they want to.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
Hayden
me.
Panettiere and her ex-husband Vladimir Klitschko. He was a boxer or something. But yeah, she's itty bitty. He's like what 6'9" or something. But yeah,
Okay. You can't even see her head. Oh, there you go. Uh,
listen, if I saw them walking down the street, I'd call like 911, Amber Alert, because clearly that's somebody's child.
uh, T. Cal said, yeah, he loved Big Mac. Yeah, he looked more like a Big Mac once they put too much Thousand Isle dressing on it. They secret sauce on it, and they be running all off the bun when you bite into it because the bun is stale. And oh, maybe that's just happened to me. I don't do Big Macs. Um,
Listen, last time I had a Big Mac, I think I was in elementary school.
yeah,
I don't like
I got.
McDonald's. I like McDonald's fries and their Coke and maybe the cheeseburger because it's not a lot going on it. It's just simple and it's barely meat, but I don't need to know what all kind of meat is in there. It does the job. But it's not a place I like. It's never on my list. Like, ooh, I want McDonald's.
Yeah, I've gotten better. At one point, I would stop by McDonald's and get me, you know, $2 breakfast and then iced vanilla French vanilla iced coffee on the way to work in the morning. Get the egg, egg, not the egg, the sausage McMuffin.
I'm
Uh,
not big on like breakfast biscuits, but I did like their McGriller.
they was good.
But I felt
They
my
was good.
arteries clogging, after
Yeah.
like you can barely get through one, and it's not big, but you get diabetes, high blood pressure, and listeria.
Matter of fact, I'm about to send you a picture of this breakfast sandwich I got the other day, and I want you to put it up, see if you can tell where this is from. I'm texting it to you, and see if you can tell where this is from, and you see how it look. Uh, you seen the picture?
No, I saw radio's comment. Where did
Oh,
you send it? You
it's
didn't
a.
send it to me. I
I
didn't get
I
anything.
texted. Yeah, I texted.
Did you send it?
Yeah,
You sure?
it went.
It didn't come to me.
Yeah, I sent it. The
I guess
text
it was on
message.
a lag. I was like, I
No.
didn't get it. What is that though? Ew. Ew, and the cheese is just sitting there.
Exactly.
Like, but didn't they like do a study and like they burnt it and they used it as a candle? Like it doesn't melt.
Okay, but do you realize? Can anybody tell me where that probably came from? It's a breakfast sandwich,
Not Jack in
and
the
I'm
Box,
like, no.
because I know Jack in the Box quality.
So the other morning, I woke up. I was starving. I was hungry.
What is that rolled up under there? Is that supposed to be bacon?
That's
Ew,
bacon.
it's an amoeba.
And that's bacon.
Ew, it ain't
It
even
was it was
cooked.
about this much bacon on that
So
sandwich.
you have bacon,
And get
sausage, a fake egg, and fake cheese.
and then you see the two slices of cheese that was stuck together.
And then what's going on
What
with the
even
bread? It's all porous.
it wasn't even hot.
It looks
And
like some you see at the bottom of the ocean.
well,
What do they call those sea
I
sponges?
I broke my rule.
I mean, I'm sure you
I
broke a lot of
haven't
things eating that sandwich.
I haven't been to that place in a couple of years. But that I didn't feel like going to the donut shop because I'm trying to try not to eat pig in the blankets all the time or, or some butter blueberry donuts.
I
Um,
love blueberry donuts. I don't
I do
like
too.
donuts, but I like those and old-fashioned donuts. Like if I have to have them.
We'll talk about that in a minute. What you just sent me, but I because I had uh, pig in the blanket and a blueberry donut, so I'm like, okay, because I take a lot of vitamins in the morning, but I have to take it with food or it will upset my stomach. So I'm like, man, this is the only thing close by the job that's open. So I went to Wendy's. I haven't
Wendy's
been to
is
Wendy's.
disgusting.
I haven't been there in 2 years. Now this what
I mean, I
got
like
me.
their Caesar salad, but that's the only thing that's edible, that and a Frosty. But
This
they have the square meat, right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I bit into one back in the day and it was just pink and cold. And I never ate there again.
Well, this is what got me. The guy when he had me my food, he stopped and stared at me like this. Like, is he really gonna eat it? I said, damn. And I said, okay. It's supposed to have some type of sauce on it. It was dry.
I mean, it looked dry. Like, you see how porous this bread thing was? That bread like
I was like,
substance. And then, like, even the bacon, it was like barely cooked in like at that one part.
I
Yeah.
was like, I told my wife, because I was on the phone with her, and I said, baby, if anything happened to me, it's the Wendy's. Yeah. Because I was like, this, I sent the picture to her, and she was like, what's that? I said, it's the damn sandwich I just got.
You should have went to Jack in the Box and got the ultimate breakfast sandwich.
There's not, well, the one close by my job, I don't too much trust them. So I'm limited to where I could go that time
But
in
at
the
least
morning.
it's real bread.
Yeah, it seemed like walking into the one close by the job. Seemed like I just started itching when I go in
No,
there.
that's why you go through the drive-through, dude. You don't go through. You don't go inside. When's the last time I went? I've never gone inside of Jack in the Box ever. Not
Now,
even when
Jack,
it was in fashion. You drive through, get your tacos, and keep it moving.
um, so Jack in the Box, I was gonna bring it up earlier when we was talking about something, and I was thinking about back in the days. Jack in the Box had some of the best damn burgers
They
back in
still
the
do.
early '80s. I won't now it's different. Remember when the Jomo Jack used to come with that little cardboard around and hold the
Well, I
cheese
never
and
ate the
hold the
jumbo
burger?
jack because there was something I
Well,
didn't like about it.
well, back in the days it was real good. And allegedly they used to always say it was horse meat or whatever.
It
But
probably
there
was.
was some damn It was some damn good burgers back
But you
then.
know what's funny? Like, I don't think, like, a lot of those places didn't use real beef because when I eat, it's rare that I eat beef. But whenever I eat beef, like real beef, like I would feel a certain kind of way. I have vivid dreams, and get sick. I didn't have any of that experience with them. Taco Bell, the Burger Kings, which I hated. Jack in the Box, I love like I love their bacon cheeseburgers because whenever I crave salt and a particular saltiness, I go for that or their tacos. But back in the day, it was not real meat. I think it was like soy or something, and probably horse.
Yeah,
But that horse was good back in the day. All that grease
I
because they cooked it in
ate.
lard.
That was good. Now, as for Jack in the Box, I really don't. It's only a handful of fast food places I will trust. Um, to Cal said kangaroo.
It probably was kangaroo. And it was quite
Hey, no
tasty. I
telling,
mean,
no
you
telling.
cook it right,
Now,
I'll eat it. I don't care. I don't care if it's a
as long as
dog.
it
I
tastes good,
probably had dog at some Chinese restaurants because I heard dog was stringy, and I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
it's kind of funny because when you go to like some of these Mongolian grills, you go in there and you look at these
No stray
supposed
cats
to
in
be
the area.
chicken or beef. But then I'm looking at the chicken, I'm like, what chicken meat, even if you straight it, what chicken meat is this long? I'm like, that ain't no chicken.
I mean, what are you
But
talking about that long? I mean, chicken breast.
no, even the breast not that long. Because they
Have you gone to
they
the store
cut
lately? Like,
no, they cut it real thin.
uh huh,
They cut the meat real thin,
uh huh.
and it'll be like this long
Yeah, it's the
piece of meat.
breast.
Okay, but it don't look like a breast.
Yeah,
I
because it's
I
sliced.
I just counted at all
Like, you know
costs.
what
I'd be
chicken
like,
tastes like? Did it taste like chicken? Because
well,
not
they
everything
say
tastes like chicken.
they say everything tastes like
Not
chicken.
everything
Yeah,
tastes like chicken. I'll just let you know because I knew I was eating dog meat, but with the way they cooked it, it was on point. But it was stringy and it didn't have the consistency of chicken.
did it bark at you?
Yep.
Oh,
Or
okay, there you
or it
go.
may have gone meow meow. I don't know. But I
They're like,
heard dog meat was stringy and it was
they
very
were like,
stringy. I've had
they were
goat.
like,
I've had lamb. Those are kind of gamey.
I
Had
had
gator,
lamb today.
and I love lamb. I mean, they're cute as can be, but man, I'll eat your whole family. I don't care, little lamb. Like, let me touch you. Somebody fix it up.
I actually just I've been trying recipes, so I make my own season when I grill. So I did a flap of rib today because we'll have it for 2 days. A flap of rib, and then I had a boneless leg of lamb. Uh, um, so I seasoned that up, rosemary, thyme, and some other stuff. A little bit this, a little bit that, and I put them on the grill and let it just smoke. And I ate before about an hour before we came home, and it was actually pretty good. So, um, so I tried different stuff, but
Yeah,
that's just me.
like I told my
Radio said,
boss, there's a revolving sushi bar that I love, but I like to go with people. But it's a nice place to go, and I experimented with uni because I've always wanted to
"Well,
try it. Google it. It does not look appealing. It's a weird consistency. But I watched Iron Chef, which they're supposed to bring back, revamp, and I can't wait. But anyway, they used to always do uni, and I always was curious about it. So I Googled it to see what the flavor was like, and everybody's like, "Oh, it tastes like the sea." So does that mean it's salty, fishy? I still have questions. So I go to the revolving sushi bar, and there it is. And I was like, "I'm gonna do it, do it."
mm,
So I bit into it. It wasn't horrible. I mean, it had a good flavor, but that texture is different. And my body was like, all right, you got this part down, but if you bite that second part, you don't want this coming up. And I was like, you know what, body? You're right. I tried it and I'm good. So it was
Now,
like, I couldn't even describe it for you. Like, it was just a weird consistency because it looks like a tongue. Hold on, I'll show you what uni looks like.
okay. Now, I had beef tongue when we did a cruise, which it tasted like a pot roast because they had a little bit of gravy on there, and it
That's
was
uni.
good.
It looks like a
Okay,
tongue, but it's not. It's like, it is sea urchin.
okay. I take your word for it.
Yeah. Like, I
Now,
wouldn't, listen, I would not push that. Like, because I barely tolerated it. I mean, it was good, but my body, like, if I eat oysters, raw oysters, I can only do 3 raw oysters because my body is like, eat one more and see what happens. And I'm like, all right, body, I won't push my luck. But I
I
do
think
like oysters, Rockefeller, because those are cooked.
exactly.
I can eat those all day, every day, like all dozen. I don't care. I'm not sharing.
Now, raw oysters, I can do about 4 or 5,
Yeah,
but
3 is
it
my
gotta
cap.
be. I gotta docker it up, but you don't want to chew those either.
I mean, but you can't help but to chew. It's a natural reaction. You put some in your mouth to chew.
Yeah, but when I start chewing, I'll be like, that juice
Right, but
spread
it's
in my
like,
mouth.
it's not long because you can't break that up. Like, that's what you
Yeah,
just let it slide down your throat and hope for the best.
yeah. Um,
That's what she
but
said.
there's a revolving sushi bar not far from us, and I've been there before, and it was actually pretty good. Now,
Oh, you
radio
had a
said,
revolving sushi bar and you did not tell me. See, that would have lured me out.
now you know,
And knowing
now
is
you
half the
know.
battle.
um,
That's how my friend used to get me out walking in nature. She'd lure me out with food, and then all of a sudden, let's go to this nature preserve first. What? We're going hiking? I
you,
don't
you
like
didn't tell me
outside.
all that.
Yeah.
Um,
And she's like, I
radio
fed you. I was like, yes, you did.
Radio said the only fast food that I find half decent is Five Guys.
I've tried
Five
that.
Guys overpriced. That's
Eh,
just my opinion.
I've tried them
You can
once.
spend.
I like LA
I
Burger.
tried them once. Which one?
LA Burger. They're pretty good. They have good tacos and stuff. I've tried them a few times.
What LA burgers? I've never heard
I guess it's just in select areas.
of.
But
Okay,
there's one in Valley Ranch
okay, certain
and
area,
somewhere around here. Uh,
certain area.
yeah, it's in certain areas. I think it's like a California company or something. I don't know, or it's an Asian fusion. I don't know, but it's actually pretty good. Seasoned very well. Their burgers, I think they toast their buns. So,
Now for me, Oak Cliff is my hood, so I used to go to Wingfield all the time.
my family always talked about that place. And I don't think I've ever had a burger from that place, but their meat was big, right? I don't like big hunks of meat.
They're not this. I, I've asked question. I believe they changed the owner and someone else took it over. I'm not sure. Every time I ask, they say, "Oh, he's doing the food truck or something." I don't know. But
I wonder if my mother was in. Have they ever
uh,
had that hamburger?
Wingfield, it don't take as long to get it because back in the days you could call it in. It may take 45 minutes to an hour
Did it have
to
white
get it.
wrapper
I think the ones, yeah, they did.
back in the day?
White wrapper with the toothpick in the center, holding the
Okay,
paper.
so I remember that from like when I was little. Like I remember certain things, but I don't remember like I don't know. That's probably like the first time I decided to become a vegetarian. It's just too much meat.
No, it.
But I was little, so
Oh, if you got a Wingfield burger when you was little, that was way too much.
I mean, I'm sure my mom ate it.
I just can't say
She
that.
liked it, she probably bought me one and knew I was gonna. give it to her like 3 bites, and here you go, I'm done.
Be like, I'm
I was
full.
very finicky. I was a finicky eater. I didn't even like whole
Now,
pizzas. I only liked the bread and the sauce of the pizza, and I would take the toppings off. Like I would literally take the cheese and pull it off and put it on my mom's. Like she would put it on top of her pizzas.
oh, wow. Now, I guess this probably was almost 30 years ago. Me and a friend, we worked together, so we was stop by there and get a burger on our way back to the store and all of this. And um, so one day we made a bet. We made a bet. I was like, man, of course I was much younger. What the hell going on with my microphone? Back in my early 20s, made a bet. I said, man, I can eat me a double meat. He said, man, you're not going to be able to eat no double meat. If you do, I'll pay for it. I ate a double meat, but I couldn't do no work after.
Of course you could.
I was like, look, man, I'm struggling. He paid for it. I was like, all right. But don't, back then, you couldn't get bacon on your burger because you had to pick the bacon off in order to be able to get your mouth to fit around the burger. That's how much bacon they put on it. So,
Yeah, I don't like too much stuff on it on a burger. Just I don't know. But I'm real picky about burgers. Like I could do Whataburger, never finish a whole burger because the buns are very dense. Um, and it's like even a junior burger, you're like, you're breathing and biting, and that's 3 bites because it's just dense, but it's got a great flavor. Um, but I could do those. I could do. I haven't done Jack in the Box in 10,000 years because I like the fajita pitas and tacos. So those would be my
the fajita
go-to.
pita was good.
Yeah, it's still good. I had one last year. Still good. It seems like it's smaller now, but probably because I'm an adult. And when you're little,
I should have got
everything's
two.
bigger. You know what I mean? Because I haven't had one in like 10,000 years because I was always getting the tacos and killing my arteries. But yeah.
Now, I will say one out of all the burger places, um, back in my teenage years, I did work at Whataburger. So I became accustomed to them. And I really like them for the simple fact I don't know how it is now. I'm talking about back in my teenage years. Um, Back then, reason why I started dealing with Whataburger because they meat was fresh. It was fresh. We got meat in uh, sometime every day or every other day. Fresh meat, never frozen, and it was really good. So Whataburger, if y'all want to sponsor the show, holler at us, cause
Yeah, I love
I'm
your
a,
onion rings. Like,
exactly
I
y'all.
love onions, so I'm all for it.
Oh, I love onions anyway because
Yeah,
I
grilled
always
onions, I don't care. Give them to me. Street tacos, give me some grilled onions, please.
see with me. I would whenever I get a Whataburger, I always ask for extra onions because back then they used to cut them. All their produce used to be cut fresh
Mhm.
in house. I don't
Oh,
know
it
how
still
it
is.
is now.
And
Oh,
then,
okay.
but now, oh my gosh, when was the last time I went? I remember I decided to go to, no, I'm thinking of Jack in the Box. Never mind. I think it was Jack in the Box. They asked me 10,000 questions, and by the time they asked me all the questions, I was like, I don't even want the burger anymore. Like, I don't even know what I just ordered. Like, everything was like, all right, do you want onions? Yes, I would like onions. Do you want red or white? White. Do you want it grilled or raw? Oh my gosh, I just want a burger. Whatever's on the picture, that's what I want.
I'm just hungry.
And
I'm
then
hungry. That's all I want.
and then they told me, like, you want cheese? Yeah, I want cheese. You want American Jack, pepper Jack? Da-da. I'm driving away now. Just give me
I don't want
fries. I'm
none
out
of
of
it.
here. Do you want curly? You want regular fresh cut?
Now you did mention Burger King earlier when we was talking about Jack in the Box. Now Burger King back in the days, they Whoppers was good. I can't eat they Whoppers
I've
today.
never I never liked the flavor of their meat. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's because it was flame broiled. I don't know.
Well, it was good, but now if I try to eat the Whoppers, mm-mm, it's not gonna be
What's
good.
on a Whopper? I don't even. Is it just a plain burger with something?
No, they put mayonnaise, ketchup, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, and onions.
Yeah, I just remember
And
I never liked anything about Burger King. Like, however, I did discover on a drunken night that they did make some good tacos, but I don't know if it was good because we were drunk, but we didn't even know it existed.
well, I know I'm not Taco Bell. Jack in the Box has some great tacos. I still
Of
do.
course, still to this
Uh,
day. I'm not
uh,
even trying to pronounce that German word,
I,
and I know
I'm,
it's
I'm
German.
looking
Those
at it like,
nuts on top of that. Oh,
oh no,
a salted
I'm
fish in
good.
a can, like sardines.
No, he said you can smell it as soon as you open it. I
Oh, is
bought
that like that?
kind of like the
Like
chicken in a
Norway,
can.
they have like a fish that is fermented for like a month, and it's like they ferment it in the ground or something, then can it up, and then like you can smell it for like a block. Yeah, and it's not even
Yeah.
fermented. I don't think in a cold. It's just rotted, and it's a
Mm-mm,
delicacy. Let me Google that.
mm-mm.
Oh, so but anyway, I was looking up LA Burger. It looks like they have. There's a location in Carrollton, Irving, Grapevine, Keller, Richardson.
In select areas, like you
Yeah,
said.
hoity-toities, because it's like I said, it's like a fusion, Asian fusion. But
Okay.
it's very tasty. So I'm gonna Google this.
Okay. Now,
Uh,
T-Cal said that at Jack used to have a sourdough burger. They sourdough burgers was good, not like the ones now, but made was something else, and it wasn't, and it was amazing. Back in the days, Jack in the Box had some damn good sourdough burgers. Um, so
I
that
mean, it
was
looks like
always good.
sardines,
Oh, it looked nasty, just the
but
way it looked.
I'm almost positive that it is a where did it go? That it is like fermented. Yep, it's Swedish. I knew it was from over there. I knew it was either Norwegian or somewhere over there. Lightly salted, fermented Baltic Sea herring. It is a Swedish cuisine since the 16th century. Um, let's see, what was it? So they put enough salt to prevent the raw herring from rotting while allowing it to ferment for at least 6 months.
6 months.
6 months. And I don't think it's like ferment. Like I said, I don't think it's in the cold fermenting. I think it's like room temperature or some controlled temperature balmy thing, and it's just a delicacy. But
I'll
I
pass too.
probably like want to see what it smells like.
I don't.
Oh, and they said
And
there was a decree that was issued that forbade the sale of the current year's production in Sweden. um, so I don't know why, but there was something. I think that was in the past, but yeah. That was interesting. Yeah, I've seen it on like cooking shows or like travel cooking food travel shows, and they talked about it.
I can't. I won't be able to. In the word innately, won't be able to hear it. No,
I
no, no.
mean, I'd
Um,
probably like if somebody was like, "Hey, you should try." We'll see.
put it like this. I hate to get fish that had that fishy taste to it. Uh, I just wouldn't do it. No, that's not my cup of tea. That's not my cup of tea. So, but we shall see. Radio said lots of YouTube videos of people trying to eat it. I take your word for it. If it's something smell that bad, I don't want it. I do not want it.
I mean, do they even sell that in? the States.
I don't even want to be around it. I got ready to use the microwave at work, and apparently somebody has some fish or something, and they put it in the microwave, and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna just eat my food cold. I'm not finna microwave it because my food not finna go in there. That microwave smelling like that.
See, I'm still looking up how they ferment it because I'm almost positive it is not like in a cool area. It literally, like the salt keeps it from like decaying too much.
Yeah.
And that's why it's pungent because it literally rotted fish.
It probably be some good fishing bait.
But listen, fish probably wouldn't go near that. And then I remember, what was it in Alaska? Certain parts they eat whale blubber, and
Oh
even
wow.
that is an acquired taste. Listen, radio,
That's
if you bought me that, we probably would not be friends. Or we would be
talking about
great
a
friends
gag
because I
gift.
would make you eat it with me.
A gag gift.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you
Will
be
hot
gagging.
will hot sauce cover up the smell? Or
No, because I mean, I hear it's very pungent. Like,
oh
like it's like I don't even think you can eat it in like common areas. Like in it has to be like they wouldn't even serve it in restaurants because it's pungent. It's like horrible. It's basically rotted fish. And if you let rotted meat in your trash for a day, it smells like a dead body. This has been fermenting for 6 months,
oh.
and this is fish.
Speaking speaking of well, not rotten, but while I was out grilling the ribs and the boneless lamb chop, leg of lamb. I keep saying lamb chop, but the leg of lamb. So I'll get ready to come back in the house to do something, and our neighbor dog got his nose up under the fence to my. I sent my wife a picture. I said, "Baby, look at this. You got to blow it up." And I know you was talking. I know.
No, I was like, I didn't
Um,
realize. I was like, ooh,
um, so the dog was smelling the aroma from my grill, like he wanted some. But oh well, I just said as long as you don't tear up that fence, because if so, they're gonna have to pay for it. But Miss Risky, it's been a wonderful week. You have plans for the weekend?
I plan on doing nothing and trying to write.
No. I need to get back into it, but I have so much on my plate right now, trying to do several things, and it's been crazy. It's been really crazy the last couple of weeks, and I need to write. I haven't written anything in several months, so I need to get back to it. I need to schedule time to write. So hopefully I can do that soon.
Yeah.
Um, Other than that, let the people know where they can find you.
What?
That went down to like a freaky, very white voice. Let
No,
the
I didn't.
people know where they
I don't know what that was.
let the people know where they can find you.
I am all over social media at RSKEE. Follow me on TikTok. Give me some more likes and follows. I did put some new content out there. I'm thinking about putting another one out there. RSKEEbooks.com. You can check out my works. Instagram, that's where I live. And if you want to send me a message or if you want me to do some history on something that you find interesting, you can send that to rskee@yahoo.com.
And there you go. As for me, right now, um, I've really been doing a lot of things on Instagram. So it's uh, you can follow me on Instagram. Speak on it, Kurt Dog. Um, on YouTube. If you haven't noticed, I did change the name on YouTube and also on TikTok. On TikTok, I've been doing a lot of cooking stuff on TikTok, but I'm getting ready to switch over and we're going to start seeing if we can broadcast live on TikTok as we're doing the show and bring what we talk about on this show to TikTok. As people have made comments, and it's good that you use your platform to inform people, and that's what we're all about, trying to make sure people are informed. Please continue to follow the show, tell a friend about the show. And if it's anyone that is dealing with stress, um, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay with this war going on. And I'm going to say this, I know it's not on the topic, but it just came to me. I guess it was up in Tennessee, Kentucky, where a young man was thinking that it was going to be a nuclear war because of the war that's going on in Ukraine. And he broke into supposed to be the secure mansion in Kentucky and ended up killing a young lady. Mental health is real. Get help. Get help. It's okay to ask for help. If you need help, you can always go to reach out to Miss Dion Simmons. She's a licensed counselor, been on the show quite a bit, and you can get counseling for free. If you work, go to your HR, ask your HR about the Employee Assistance Program, EAP, and they can provide counseling for you for free. Your insurance company, most insurance companies are providing counseling for free now. So definitely ask for help and take the help that you need. It's okay to ask for help. Other than that, follow us on social media, tell a friend, like us, share, subscribe, whatever it is. And until next week, we love each and every one of you. I think next week I'm going to do a show. I'm still planning on doing Tuesday, but if not, we will definitely be on Thursday, and I'll probably do a Friday night show too. So definitely tune in. And until then, we love each and every one of you. Peace.